There's Dignitas Turbo Pulsar. He's in an NRG car. Very good stuff. Alright, there's Nagflow. So Nagflow and Tigri for Germany against Alot and Turbo Pulsar for Sweden. Germany have only won the one international show match of 2v2 variety,
Shall
I
I
believe.
compare thy nose to a summer's day? For thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date.
International twos. Yeah, Germany are 1-0. They beat Spain. Yeah, Germany beat Spain. Sweden have beaten Norway and lost to Finland. So who do you guys have winning this one? We have Alot and Turbo Pulsar for Sweden. And we have Nagflow, who's an up-and-coming German player, playing with Tigri today. Tigri, I think he asked his teammate Alex to play, but Alex couldn't play. So he's got Nagflow in as a replacement. He's chosen Nagflow himself. And those of you who've been following the Rocket League, or the EU bubble scene for a while, will probably recognize Nagflow. Usually a very high-rated player in twos. He's off to a good start here, putting a lot in Turbo under pressure, but Turbo Pulsar deals with that pretty well in his NRG decal, looking speedy. But I have to give the edge to Sweden here. They did look impressive in their win against Norway. Reverse sweep of Norway, actually. And this is going to be difficult for Nagflow to hang in this lobby. But hey, Tigri's just going to go all the way himself. So who needs, who needs help when you can just absolutely slaughter the ball into the backboard like that? Tigri smashes it. You know, credit to Nagflow right before that. I did say it was all Tigri, but before that, Nagflow did pass the ball in defense, which is the best place to be passing the ball in 2v2. No risk, almost. And you can really switch up things, surprise the other team by changing the angle of a clear. And not only that, by adding a ton of power to it. Because you saw the amount of power that Tigri was able to generate on that clear would not have been possible unless Nagflow passed it to him previously. Gave him something to work with. But Tigri's looking good right now. He shuts down another Turbo Pulsar play. Tries to get in the middle of Nagflow. Alot gets both of them out the way. And it's all Germany so far in game one. Will Alot and Turbo Pulsar be able to break free and hang on here? You know, the one thing I'm worried about for Alot and Turbo is if they do start to lose, there may be potential for them to tilt a little bit and to start fooling around. We know that those guys do love to mess around in comms and distract each other and make fun of each other when they mess up, which is hilarious to listen to, but not always the best for results. At the moment, certainly Nagflow does not look to be nervous. He's really putting together some good passing plays here with Tigri. Positioning there for Nagflow and able to pass to happen safely. The shot was not possible. It is best of 5, guys. I'm just wondering. Best of 5. Turbo Pulsar dives in. He does get the ball away from both German players. The pop is unsuccessful. Tigri comes in and takes control of the situation. Only as far as Alot, though, who's jumped off the ceiling. Hits it to Nagflow by accident. Turbo Pulsar decides to take a challenge. Looks like it was a good idea. Nagflow would have had an excellent dribble opportunity had it not been for that challenge at that moment from Turbo Pulsar. 3 minutes left in the game. Turbo Pulsar with clear is better territorially for Sweden, but look at this by Germany. Tigri just smashes it in from over the goal, lands on the back wall. Nagflow sees him there, and that's still some finish from way up above the goal. We'll have to go and gift your game that one. You don't see too many of those these days. Back walls are usually pretty well defended, and especially in 2v2. To have a forward run on a back wall is such an aggressive play. That's why it was more of a situational thing. It just happened. Tigri was just there. They decided to make the pass up towards him. Because why not? And that's how you should really be making your passing plays in Rocket League a lot of the time. Just play the situation the best you can. Don't try and force it. We didn't see Tigri running over there with the sole purpose of making a backboard pass possible. He's there because of a landing from a previous play. Is this Nagflow's stream debut? I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. I believe this is Nagflow's stream debut. I can't say that with 100% certainty. I don't know if he's like snuck into a tourney that we've done on stream before. But I don't remember that, so it's probably his stream debut. A very good one at that. He's had 2 assists for both of Tigri's goals. Well, two for the 2 goals, I should say. We can get 4 assists on 2 goals. Turbopolsa and a lot are struggling to create realistic opportunities. I mean, every single shot that is being fired on net has been saved with relative ease by the Germans. Typical efficient play that we're always expecting from them. And not only that, but they've had the majority of the pressure. Tigray and Nagflow have. Turbo and a lot have been pressed all the way back into their own half, and that's somewhat problematic because there haven't been any options to counter-attack. Tigray and Nagflow haven't overextended, but Tigray and Nagflow are not letting Turbo and a lot siege them. They're not letting them set up shop at the edge of the box and just keep shooting over and over again. The shots that they are letting in are, like I said before, pretty easily saved. And Nagflow has got the better of Turbo here. Gets the first goal for himself. Third one for Germany. Turbopolsa, the pretty poor clear, is going to concede the third goal now for Sweden. And time is already running out. It didn't look like they were on track for a comeback with how they were playing. Let's see if they can get anything before the end of this match. Tigray almost, it's a mind game goal. It was a solid challenge by a lot that kept him out. Once again, the shots of Sweden have just not been good enough. Tigray and Nagflow have been able to create much more realistic scoring opportunities. With 30 seconds left and the ball in a fairly even location, you don't expect a comeback here from Sweden. It is possible, and that's a bump attempt by a lot. Nagflow avoids it easily. Well done by him. So Lot was covered in a lot of the goal there with his setup. But there's one goal. Turbopolsa sneaks it by. Nagflow was there, but not quick enough. A lot with the centre off the back wall. Tigray and a lot both whiffing. It looks like Nagflow might have had that if he dodged forwards instead of sideways, but he has gone for the diagonal dodge and conceded as a result. It might not be over just yet. Turbopolsa takes a knock on his aerial hit, flies down into the catch, but there's a shutdown by Tigray. And it's going to be surely game one going to the Germans. Who is Nagflow? Nagflow is just a bubble player EU. I say just a bubble player, I don't mean that in a bad way. He is a bubble player in Europe. And a bubble player, for those of you who don't know what that means, is a player who's outside of RLRS, or low RLRS, I guess, is sometimes considered a bubble player. You know, it's somebody who's not pro, but they're almost there. They're getting there. You know, they're the next level down from a pro player. They're on the bubble, as you were, of becoming a pro player. So Nagflow's been, I think he's been on the bubble for a while. He's been trying to break through there, and. Or is it, do you try and get into the bubble? You know, if you're a bubble player, are you outside the bubble? Or what kind of bubble are we talking about here? Maybe the pros are in the middle, you're trying to get inside. In which case, you know, bursting the bubble, it shouldn't be that difficult. It's just a bubble, right? We're getting a little bit too philosophical here. But anyway, Nagflow's a bubble player. And it doesn't seem to cause too much problems here in this series. He's hung with this lobby no problem so far. And that won't come as a surprise for any of you who've you know, been keeping track of other EU Rocket League streamers who do stream ranked gameplay. You'll probably have seen Nagflow play ranked against the likes of Scrub, Jesse, anyone else who's streaming EU ranked games throughout the day. It's a good start actually for Tigray in game 2 as well. Nagflow takes a 50-50 with Turbopolsa, and Tigray spotted that he could sneak in there and get the ball past a lot cleanly. Now, he wouldn't have gone for a 50-50 in that position, I'm fairly sure. He just played that because he had a clean interception. It's good work by Tigray on the exit. Wants to disrupt a lot and turbo as much as possible here. He turns around and challenges well. It's looking dominant for Tigray early on in this series. Nagflow half flips out of the aerial, which he was not going to win. Dribbles Turbopolsa, has the open net. A lot's not home. 2-0. Nagflow scores, and that is not good news for Sweden. A lot's sticking himself so far out of the game there, and Turbopolsa kind of forced to challenge. He says already better with Nag than Alex 5-head, which, you know, they're doing well, the Nagflow and Tigray combo, but don't forget that Alex and Tigray also had a spectacular series against Spain where we had a flip reset goal by, I think it was by Alex, and a pre-jump aerial goal by Tigray in the same series. Absolutely popping off. It's an open net for Tigray. The bump by Nagflow almost forces Turbo to own goal. Lot's managed to save up enough boost to get the clear. Now into the air he goes. First touch is straight at Nagflow though, and Nagflow is going to shut it down. Germans are looking good in game 2, looking very good in this series. I wonder if Turbo and Alot are going to have what it takes to focus and figure out how to beat this duo who are making life so difficult for them. Nagflow thinking about staying on this ball. He's low boost, so he wants to pressure here and let Tigray defend the goal. Tigray's realised that's what he wants to do, and he will oblige. It's a good idea to play this situation like we just saw Nagflow doing. He's low on boost, so he knows if a shot or a high ball comes into the box, he's not really going to be able to do much with it. But what you can do, if you're near the ball, is you can keep on driving into it with low boost. You can stay around in the area. You don't need boost to do that. So he wanted to play the ground game there and let Tigray back off and defend the goal. Doesn't look like they were in comms, or else it would have happened faster, I think. But Tigray read what Nagflow wanted. Once again, we're seeing Nagflow low boost, Tigray net with 100. Probably the way you want to be structuring yourselves if only one of you has boost, like I said. Tigray's able to get good clear when he does make contact after the save. Catch by Alot. Looking good, but Nagflow steps in and takes the ball away from him pretty easily. Tries to back pass, but Tigray's not interested in moving in. Turbopulse flicks it over one, but the spacing by Nagflow and Tigray continues to be impressive. They're not leaving many gaps for Sweden to exploit here. Tigray just lets Nagflow shoot from distance, and that's going to be 3-0. Turbopulse is paying way too much attention to Tigray, not enough to Nagflow. And that's going to be an easy goal for Nagflow. Yeah, Vitality had Nagflow playing for them in the Gfinity Elite Series instead of Scrub last season, because Scrub was too young for the Gfinity Elite Series. They need to be 16 for that. So Nagflow played that. Unfortunately, they didn't do too well. Fairy Peak, Pashi, and Nagflow, I think they got last in their group, if I'm not mistaken. Had a bit of a disappointing run. But it wasn't just, you know, Nagflow failing to show up as well. Fairy Peak and Pashi didn't have the best performances. They just got outplayed across the board in that tournament. Joe Scrub was feeling pretty happy about that. And Nagflow's popping off today. 4-0. Turbopulse and Alot just can't get anything going here. I don't know why I can't spectate Alot's POV here. If you two actually played a new team together, actually, JK, you'd both suck, says Alot. They try to get inside the Germans' head here, but it just really isn't working. Tigray and Nagflow are storming their way through Sweden here. It's very impressive stuff, because you know, do want to remind you guys that Tigray was initially hoping that his teammate Alex could play, and he thought, you know what, let's just ask Nagflow to play as well. Feel pretty confident bringing in a sub for the Germany-Sweden matchup. Not too much to worry about, and no doubt they've played a couple of games together before, because Nagflow's looking impressive today. Puts in another center ball for Tigray, 5-0. And that's going to be almost impossible comeback now for Sweden. Nagflow's nuts. Yeah, he's played well. Oh my goodness, no way. Well, that's a little bit of a fortunate goal. I kind of wanted to go in just so we could watch the replay, but it isn't going to go in. At least not yet. Nagflow tries to snipe the bottom corner, but it's going to be saved by Turbo. But Sweden just really going to try and put their heads down and start to play more like a team, because Nagflow and Tigray have had great spacing between them. Whenever Sweden are trying to make dribbling plays happen, there will always be a follow-up challenge. There's one challenge goes in, just a fairly safe, clean challenge will be made, and then if that doesn't make contact, there's usually another challenge. Like right here, Nagflow is moving in, but behind him is Tigray, and he's there to sweep up anything that does get past Nagflow. And then this time it's Nagflow moving in every single time. They're always following up in each other challenges. And Sweden, on the other hand, are just getting completely outplayed. It's almost another goal for Nagflow there. Great pop into the middle. It could get finished, unfortunately. But it was a perfect illustration there of what Sweden have been struggling with at the end of that game, because we saw twice in a row Germany put in that 1-2 challenge. 2 times they did it. One player goes in, doesn't get the challenge to work, but the second player does. And then what did we see from Sweden right afterwards? Turbopulse tries to make a challenge, doesn't work, and Alot's miles away. He's not ready to move in after him and take the ball for free. On which servers were the First Killer versus OSM and EXO games played? It was a mix. So the way that we do the 4 NA versus EU matches, if you flip a coin as well, I flip a coin to start off, and then one of the players will call heads or tails, and if they get it right, they get to choose what server we start on. And if they get it wrong, the other player gets to choose what server we start on. And the structure is always 2 games on one server, so either 2 on EU or 2 on US East, and then 3 on the other one. It's 2 and then 3. which has turned out to be pretty fair. Funnily enough, in the OSM versus First Killer matches, the first 2 games of the series, you would think that they were on EU because I think it was OSM won them, right? Spoiler alert, you haven't seen that yet, but it's been out for a whole day. Yeah, OSM won 2 games, but they were actually the US East games that OSM won. Then we switched to EU, and First Killer won 2 games in a row in EU, so every game went to the wrong, or the player on the away server, and then OSM finally got a game win on his home server in the final game. Got the W. Turbo Pulse out. Beautiful redirect from just outside the box, but a lot's pass. Absolutely perfect for him here. Air roll shot pass as well. The Turbo Pulse is sneaking it in the corner. Well done with the placement, and he's pretty excited about that comeback. A lot says I hit the ball, let's go. He actually missed. Well, it's a forced error, you know, he put it in the danger area. Put it close enough to the net that Tigray thought it was in. Certainly thought it was possible that it was in. And that was all he needed to do. Now Tigray's going to fly down on top of this boost and keep Turbo under pressure. Is he going to be able to get it past him though? Yes, he will. Tigray gets it to the middle and had to backflip away from that to get out of Nagflow's way, but there was interference from Sweden. A lot looking for a play from close range, and he will make it. It could be 2-0, but no, Nagflow with a great save. Turbo Pulse follows up and makes it 2-0, but look at this save by Nagflow initially. It's a lot's catch. Really good stuff, and he even landed and gave himself half a chance on the follow-up as well. He's not far off. Turbo Pulse says Lena sucks. This is why Sweden might struggle, is they are going to get a little bit personal with each other if they do start to lose. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. You're right, guys. It is 2-0 Germany. My mistake. There you go. 2-0. Best of 5. Sweden need to get 3 wins in a row. We're going to take this. That's right, boys. I'll explain how best of 5s work. Tigray just too fast for Sweden to handle. That's clean beat to a lot in the air, and a lot was just missing this one. Flew under the ball. Well, going off the ceiling there is really smart by Tigray. So even if a lot does get there for a 50-50, the ball's going to bounce into the ceiling over him. Whereas if he'd shot directly down, 1, he would have reached the ball later than he did, and 2, it would have been easier for a lot to intercept. So really smart vertical placement from Tigray. This is by Nagflow on the clear. Decides not to flip into the challenge. It's actually run into Tigray a little bit, but luckily not too detrimental. The trash talking never stops. It never will. When Turbo Pulse and a lot are playing together, they're trash talking each other more than they're trash talking their opponents. Look at the boost respawn timing by Tigray. And now he's going to start dribbling everybody on the pitch. Nagflow can't get in for the open net. A lot is back in time. Yeah, it's just a piece of Nagflow's pinch as well. Tigray's backed up Turbo just by threatening a shot early. You can tell by the boost total he wasn't planning one. Turbo rips a shot, saved by Nag. A lot's going to knock it back in. They're spreading it a little bit better now, our Sweden. Germany are having to work harder for their clears. It's live, but it's scripted. Yeah. We do like to script things here, of course. Which team is from Germany? Germany is Tigray and Nagflow. A lot in Turbo Pulse are Swedish. They're also winning this last game. Great. Just jumping over Turbo Pulse's challenge, but I love that challenge by Turbo Pulse. So by not dodging, he's actually able to just run right around the ball and go for a bump. If it doesn't work out, you can just play the same strat from behind. This is less effective though, what Turbo just tried to do. Luckily a lot has dove in and come out with the ball. It's dangerous play though by Sweden briefly. Oh, and Nagflow with a beautiful own goal. Gift your game, that one. As Turbo Pulse gets the credit, he just fires from distance. And Nagflow gets on the wrong side of a rebound. Point blank range, 3-1. Turbo Pulse and a lot look like they're going to get a game here. They got a minute and 36 seconds to hold on to this lead. It's been a messy game 3 for Nagflow and Tigray compared to what we saw from them earlier this series. Tigray is still getting some good clean beats to the ball though. Definitely playing fast enough. Sets up an air roll shot from distance. Turbo Pulse is all the way back, already expecting this to be happening. And you can see the spread that a lot in Turbo are putting out on the field. It's making it so much more difficult for Germany to get clears because they're reading the German players' clears a lot better, and Nagflo is actually starting to struggle. You know, I said that earlier this game he wasn't looking nervous, but we've seen an own goal and now a complete whiff on the ball. Is he starting to feel the pressure when they're down a couple goals, or down 1 goal even? It was already starting to feel pressure, but yeah, they're down a couple goals for most of this game. Now, hang on a second, Tigre, that's going on target, mate. What are you doing? Wow, a lot says, well, things never change, I guess. It's Turbo. Shoots from distance. Tigre must have thought it was hitting the post, but I mean, we could see pretty clearly from his POV that it was on target. Tigre says shot was too good. He doesn't think he was reaching it maybe, but I don't know. It looked like he could reach that one if he just kept on driving. What do you guys think? Type 1 if you think Tigre could have reached that. 2 if you think it was unreachable. I reckon he had a chance to save this. If I'm honest with you guys. Yeah. You think he was joking? Yeah, I hope he was joking. I think he had a good chance to save this. Maybe he's just trying to stay confident. He's like, no, I couldn't reach it. No point going for it. Maybe this is just a confidence thing. They're going to need that going into the last game, or the next game, because they could very easily find themselves in a game 5 against a team who have already had a reverse sweep win. And Nagflo is looking completely all over the place now. A lot just walks it into the goal. Nagflo thinking about going for boost, decides at the last minute he's not going to make it, but he's too far forward in no man's land. And that's 6-1 for Sweden. A lot in Turbo have done better this game, but there's also an element of Tigre and Nagflo stepping down a little bit with how well they've played. Fantastic catch by Tigre. He's still got Turbopolsa in the way though. Tries to center it towards Nagflo, but it's just as much of a pass towards Turbo as it is towards his teammate. Turbo going to try and put in an own goal, help Nagflo get on the score sheet, and he will. There's the goal for Germany as we close out this game. It's still the 2-1 in favour of Germany. Sweden start the comeback. Nagflo says nice second score. He must have forgotten what that felt like after this whole game. So huge change. Wow, the shots in this game are so much higher for Sweden. I just realized, I don't think I said thank you for Greg Cameo's 500 bits. If you're still here, dude, and I literally forgot to say this, then I do apologize. But cheers to that man. I was too busy listening to Brian read out the message that he sent me. A lot trying not to own goal. He avoids doing just that, but does pop it over his box while doing so. Not the safest touch, but Turbo's there to clean up the mess. Of course, even though it isn't a disaster here, a lot centers the ball. No big deal. Turbo's going to clean it up. You still got to think that's, you know, a pretty big misplay, because they could control that possession and then they wouldn't be on the receiving end of pressure play here. A lot with a good save though, trying to redeem himself. Tigre can't get around it for the follow-up shot. And that save is huge. A lot tries to knock it downfield to Turbo. Nagflo's backed off. Look at boost start though. And Nagflo needs to step up this game. He started so strong in this series. Passing plays with Tigre were working really well. He was making solid contact on the ball every time he wanted to. But last game he had a clean whiff once or twice, and a couple of times he's just out of boost when he really needs to be making a play on the ball. So I'd say number 1 priority for him is focus on boost management. Wait a minute, Turbo's just completely missed on that clear. It was a very high play, but shouldn't be missing the ball entirely. And that's put Sweden under pressure again. Tigre to the backboard. Turbo's pre-jump gets in the way of it, but a lot's jumped as well. Now in comes Nagflo for a shot across the goal. It's going to go top corner and out. Tigre with the follow-up. Gets it past 1. It's one more touch would do it, but it's too low. In comes Nagflo, and that's going to be 1-0. Turbopolsa got a save, but not a clear on this ball. He tried to pre-jump guess where the ball was going to go. If he just sat on the ground, he would have had a much easier job saving it. What's Tigre's engine sound? I haven't got a clue, mate. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just docked in. Can't really tell. Demo by Nagflo. And will a lot keep himself in the game? No, he won't. He gets demoed as well. Tigre's moving supersonic. Turbo avoids him and gets the challenge. Really smart play there by Tigre. He knows he's not going to be able to dribble Turbo with the boost that he had left, but he can make a demo happen. All he needed was a little bit more speed for supersonic. Gray RL, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. Really appreciate that. It's good speed by Tigray. A lot is backed off, but he's slow playing smartly. Doesn't want to take himself out of the game. Turboposs is there just in time to take away the center ball. Turbo's also keeping an eye on Tigray's rebound attempt, but now he's miles out of the play. A lot needs to take this one down, and he will. Great hit on it as well. A lot's going to center, but it's gone to Nagflow. Turbo won't have to make a save because it's off target. I love that play though by a lot in defense. He's done much better this game, slow playing when he's the last man back, giving Turbo a chance to recover, get back into relevancy in the match. But even though they've looked a bit more cohesive, it's still Germany in front, and that post bounce almost gives them a 2-goal lead. Nagflow didn't read it, unfortunately for them. Hang on a second, is that on target? Nagflow decides to save it just in case, but Turbo's there for the rebound. 1-all, and Nagflow's looking a little bit dodgy in defense once again. That could have been and should have been a very safe clear ball into the corner, but he's accidentally passed it to a lot, or Turbo rather. Sweden tied things up. Oh, Tom, sorry about that. Appreciate the 50 bits, man. Came for content, stay for the whistling. Hey, a lot of people do. A lot of people stay for the whistling. A lot of people hate the whistling as well, though. I try not to do it all the time. Tigray constantly looking for bumps when he's crossing the box. That shot by Nagflow. Whoa! Okay then, that's going to go in perfectly at the far corner. And nobody from Sweden's there to save it. Turboposs is turning for boost, not expecting the shot from Nagflow to be that perfect. But it was an absolute peach. 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Tigray and Nagflow would love to lock this one up in 4 games because they've looked a bit more nervous in this last 9 or so minutes of gameplay. I guess 8 we could call it. That's a double commit. In the offensive corner by Nagflow and Tigray. Nagflow tries to boost steal, doesn't get it. He's also taking himself out of the game somewhat, but Tigray is going to step in and take the ball for free again. Whoa! Okay, I don't know what that was. It looked to me like Tigray made contact on Turbo there, at least a little bit, but I guess it was just a spectator bug because Turbo stays alive despite the demo attempt. But Turbo with a good read on Nagflow. Spotted the boost steal priority instead of the ball control. Moved in and took the ball for himself. And Turbo's getting clean beat to this one. It's actually Tigray hitting the ball into him that gives himself half a chance. And now the pass across the box to a lot. Can't get it past Nagflow. Good hit onto Tigray though. That's going to be a 2v1 play momentarily. And Nagflow hangs on. Tigray has been receiving quite a lot of passes from Nagflow this whole series, and it continues to be impressive passing and defense for the newcomer. Gets it past one. 50-50s with the second. 33 seconds left meanwhile, and Turbo really needs to be passing there. Shot from that angle is just not good enough. It's good spacing by Sweden. One challenge comes in, misses, the second one hits. A lot pre-jump on Tigray's attempted interception. It's now or never though for Sweden. Turbo flying a bit in front of this ball. Tigray looks like he's willing to accept the 50-50 challenge. A lot's going to stay on the ball instead of the boost. And Turbo, oh, he's just put it wide of the top corner. That would have been beautiful. The pass from a lot was perfect at the end of the match. He didn't go for the boost in midfield. He turned early. And he just absolutely nailed the pass. Turbo's missed a shot, unfortunately. Turboposs says GG's for Linus. Unlucko says
Good to catch a stream.
Yeah, GG's though by Germany. They did get the win in the end. Sweden looked a lot better in the latter half of this series, but more cohesion from the German players wins on the day. Beats mechanics. It does matter when you time your challenges. I just realized, I don't think I said thank you for Greg Cameo's 500 bits. If you're still here, dude, and I literally forgot to say this, then I do apologize, but cheers for that, man. I was too busy listening to Brian read out the message that he sent me. A lot trying not to own goal. He avoids doing just that, but does pop it over his box while doing so. Not the safest touch, but Turbo's there to clean up the mess. Of course, even though it isn't a disaster here, a lot centers the ball. No big deal. Turbo's going to clean it up. You still got to think that's, you know, a pretty big misplay because they could control that possession. And then they wouldn't be on the receiving end of pressure play here. A lot with a good save though, trying to redeem himself. Tigray can't get around it for the follow-up shot. And that save is huge. A lot tries to knock it downfield to Turbo. Nagflow is backed off. Look at Boost Start though. And Nagflow needs to step up this game. He started so strong in this series. Passing plays with Tigray were working really well. He was making solid contact on the ball every time he wanted to. But last game he had a clean whiff once or twice, and a couple of times he's just out of boost when he really needs to be making a play on the ball. So I'd say #1 priority for him is focus on boost management. Wait a minute, Turbo's just completely missed on that clear. It was a very high play, but shouldn't be missing the ball entirely. And that's put Sweden under pressure again. Tigray to the backboard. Turbo's pre-jump gets in the way of it, but a lot's jumped as well. Now in comes Nagflow for a shot across the goal. It's going to go top corner and out. Tigray with the follow-up. Gets it past one. It's one more touch would do it, but it's too low. In comes Nagflow, and that's going to be 1-0. Turbopolsa got a save, but not a clear on this ball. He tried to pre-jump guess where the ball was going to go. If he just sat on the ground, he would have had a much easier job saving it. What's Tigray's engine sound? I haven't got a clue, mate. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just Octane. Can't really tell. Demo by Nagflow. And will a lot keep himself in the game? No, he won't. He gets demoed as well. Tigray's moving supersonic. Turbo avoids him and gets the challenge. Really smart play there by Tigray. He knows he's not going to be able to dribble Turbo with the boost that he had left, but he can make a demo happen. All he needed was a little bit more speed for supersonic. Gray RL, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. Really appreciate that. It's good speed by Tigray. A lot is backed off, but he's slow playing smartly. Doesn't want to take himself out of the game. Turbopolsa is there just in time to take away the center ball. Turbo's also keeping an eye on Tigray's rebound attempt, but now he's miles out of the play. A lot needs to take this one down, and he will. Great hit on it as well. A lot's going to center, but it's gone to Nagflow. Turbo won't have to make a save because it's off target. I love that play though by a lot in defense. He's done much better this game. Slow playing when he's the last man back, giving Turbo a chance to recover, get back into relevancy in the match. But even though they've looked a bit more cohesive, it's still Germany in front, and that post bounce almost gives them a 2-goal lead. Nagflow didn't read it, unfortunately for them. Hang on a second, is that on target? Nagflow decides to save it just in case, but Turbo's there for the rebound. 1-all, and Nagflow's looking a little bit dodgy in defense once again. That could have been and should have been a very safe clear ball into the corner, but he's accidentally passed it to a lot, or Turbo rather. Sweden tied things up. Oh, Tom, sorry about that. Appreciate the 50 bits, man. Came for content, stay for the whistling. Hey, a lot of people do. A lot of people stay for the whistle. A lot of people hate the whistle as well, though. I try not to do it all the time. Tigray constantly looking for bumps when he's crossing the box. That shot by Nagflow. Whoa! Okay then, that's going to go in perfectly at the far corner. And nobody from Sweden's there to save it. Turbopolsa is turning for boost, not expecting the shot from Nagflow to be that perfect. But it was an absolute peach. 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Tigray and Nagflow would love to lock this one up in 4 games because they've looked a bit more nervous in this last 9 or so minutes of gameplay. Yes, 8 we could call it. That's a double commit. In the offensive corner by Nagflow and Tigray. Nagflow tries to boost steal, doesn't get it. He's also taking himself out of the game somewhat, but Tigray is going to step in and take the ball for free again. Whoa! Okay, I don't know what that was. It looked to me like Tigray made contact on Turbo there, at least a little bit, but I guess it was just a spectator bug because Turbo stays alive despite the demo attempt. But Turbo with a good read on Nagflow. Spotted the boost steal priority instead of the ball control. Moved in and took the ball for himself. And Turbo's getting clean beat to this one. It's actually Tigray hitting the ball into him that gives himself half a chance. And there the pass across the box to a lot. Can't get it past Nagflow. Good hit onto Tigray though. That's going to be a 2v1 play momentarily. And Nagflow hangs on. Tigray has been receiving quite a lot of passes from Nagflow this whole series, and it continues to be impressive passing and defense for the newcomer. Gets it past one. 50-50s with the second. 33 seconds left meanwhile, and Turbo really needs to be passing there. Shot from that angle is just not good enough. It's good spacing by Sweden. One challenge comes in, misses, the second one hits. A lot pre-jump on Tigray's attempted interception. It's now or never though for Sweden. Turbo flying a bit in front of this ball. Tigre looks like he's willing to accept the 50-50 challenge. Lot's going to stay on the ball instead of the boost. And Turbo, oh, he's just put it wide of the top corner. That would have been beautiful. The pass from Lot was perfect at the end of the match. He didn't go for the boost in midfield. He turned early. And then he just absolutely nailed the pass. Turbo's missed a shot, unfortunately. Turbo Plus says GG's for Linus. Unlucko says
Good to catch a stream.
Yeah, GG's though by Germany. They did get the win in the end. Sweden looked a lot better in the latter half of this series, but more cohesion from the German players wins on the day.